That's all I say. It's my catchphrase, isn't it? Welcome back. Yeah, it's a bit warmer. I don't even have to have a hat on, so you see my full gingerness. Anyway, what are we going to do today? Oh, in this video, so I think this is going to be split over a few days, but hopefully it's a nice big video and we have something accomplished by the end of it, which I don't really know because I always film these bits as it happens. So I should go back maybe and tell you what, film it later. But anyway, we're going to fix a drive shaft. I've bought a second-hand drive shaft because I'll show you in a minute something went wrong with the other shaft, and yeah, so we're gonna have to cut the drive shafts and weld them again. But we've done it once, we can do it again, and we'd actually do it again as well. So we'll do that, and some people sent me some things, or got me some things off my Amazon wishlist. So Malcolm Young, thank you. You're always a great support over the years, and you're still supporting me. So thank you very much for some MIG welding tips and nozzles and stuff, which always come in handy. And you didn't leave a note when you do, if you want to buy anything off the Amazon wishlist, there's a little note there. You can just say who you are, because it's nice to know. So somebody bought me some impact adapters for the drills and stuff. So again, it wasn't much, but thank you very much. It's going to go in the toolbox and hopefully we shall use them. All right, let's get on and let me show us the problems. Now, you might not be able to see, but if I hold it very still, there's basically a little clip in there, which then gets stuck into the outer mini CV joint. I don't know if you can see, but the grooves, the splines, I should say, the splines on the top bit here are not in line with the splines in the bottom. Yeah, so I can't get the new CV joint on, it just stops. And I thought it was a clip, and I took the clip off, and I've realised now actually. So what I think's happened is maybe when we did one of our powerful quarter-mile starts, this wasn't in properly, and it was only catching on these splines, and they twisted slightly. It's twisted the end of the drive shaft. I don't know if that's, everything's possible. That's all I can think's happened. Because they're all the way around, they're all slightly off. So basically, once a CV joint goes on, it goes on this far and then stops because it can't then go onto these joints. So that's why we have to then take this off and cut it off. And that's what we're going to do. First things first is we've got to take the clip off, old CV boot off. And then what we're going to do is going to measure, make sure we've got a measurement. Must measure before I cut, so we know the length of the drive shaft, so we can remake it. Because I feel like the length is right. This didn't work properly. This didn't end, wasn't in properly. And then what we'll do, we're going to cut through here, through to the mini shaft, and then hopefully smash that out, and then we can re-sort out the new shaft. Okay, there we have ourselves a drive shaft in pieces again. So yeah, that was all right. Got a screwdriver through that. That split that apart fine. I think this is on. Maybe the other side shaft. Anyway, that's better. Anyway, so yeah, cut this one off roughly to length. We need to match it all up. What we need to do now is find either get this bit of tube back off, because do you remember we put a sleeve this? I think my dad gave me some extra, but I need to find it. Put a sleeve on it, and then that's all ready to be. We'll clean it up, and then we take that home to weld. So I'm magically gonna be able to fit this. What I'm gonna do is, sounds nasty, but hey, it might remind you of scrap heap challenge. I'm gonna leave this CV joint on for now. We're gonna weld it on there, hopefully, and we'll just try it with that joint. I'm not gonna muck about trying to swap CV joints at the moment. If it doesn't work, and again, we've got a spare CV joint, we'll fit it, but for now, we won't. Okie dokie. Machine that down, put a sleeve on it. We're going to put a bit of weld on the end. Yeah, we obviously machine that down without having a weld. A lathe, and yeah, so that will go in there. We're going to make it a little bit longer just for the sake of it, another 1/4 inch longer, just because it works out like that. So yeah, we're going to take that home, try and do TIG weld around that, slap a bit of paint on it, and then we can bring it back the next day. Or the weekend when we're working on this, get the thing back together, And yeah, so it moves again. It's nice actually having it moving. All right, we've welded it up. Not too sure if that CV boot survived, but as I said, worst case we just take that off again. But part of me just wants to throw it in and get things going again and see if things work. Anyway, let's let that cool down. I expect we were better off actually, if you're ever going to do that yourself, take the clip off, push the boot right up, tie wrap it down so it's as far away as possible. Then you can get a bit of water on that later just to keep that cool. So yeah, learn from my mistake, move the CV boot right up if you're making drive shafts without disconnecting things. Alright, some classic Hammerite on there. It's cleaned everything up and made it look like new. The odds of us remaking these shafts again is pretty high. But to get it to the first show and stuff, let's try not to, I say try not to give it too many beans, but we'll just take it easy. And yeah, we'll let that paint dry overnight to make it even stronger. The next day, as they say, yeah, we're back. Drive shaft welded. I think I had the amps up a little bit too much because it's eating into the mini shaft. Is this going to work? Who knows? As I said, should have changed the CV joint, but I shouldn't as well. I'm just whacking it on there. Let's just see if it goes. We'll put the other one away for the moment. And yeah, let's see if it fits back on. That took a bit longer than I thought. The thread on that bottom swivel's not brilliant, so yeah, need to saw that or replace it, one of the two. So we're back rolling again. A few bolts that we've missed, and we've got to put them in. But yeah, I guess we'll just see if my new throttle pedal works. We haven't finished actually wiring it properly yet, so we'll be careful. Wind down. Alright, we're moving again. We'll do a bit more of a test drive a bit later. I don't even get to that side. What I have had issues with is there's these little caps on the end of the cams, covers, that seem to be weeping a bit, so we're going to take them off. Hopefully they're supposed to just pop out. You can buy new ones, but you know me, haven't bought new ones. We'll try and pop them off, put a bit of a high temperature sealant around them and pop them back in again and just see if we can live with them for a little bit longer. I ain't gonna pop them out. I'm gonna buy some new ones because you can tell that I'm gonna ruin them by pulling them out, and then it's just gonna make it even worse. So I'll leave them for now. We'll order some new ones. I think, to be honest, I think we could do with some cam cover seals as well, because getting a little bit of dripping. The trouble with these V6s, they drip. If they do drip, they're dripping straight into the exhaust, which isn't ideal. Okay, what I'm gonna do is make up some little brackets now just to bolt this cross member back in. and give it a bit of strength back. Mostly not as much as it did, but hopefully that the roll cage tube at the back there is going to be stronger than it used to be. I don't know. We don't mind. We'll just give it a go for now. We can always box it up and do much more stuff and tie it into the roll cage later on and all that sort of stuff. Dangerous Brian.
Now choose the item.
Okay, another day. Oh, I'm looking a bit ropey. Stayed up a bit late at night, didn't I? Silly, I'm not young anymore. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to finish off this cross member to start with before we start to move it out. Had a little bit of breakfast. I think we're going to have curry for dinner. It's been a few days this video on and off, so but tonight actually curry. We've got the chicken out, so chicken's out of the freezer. Got to do it. So yeah, we finish off doing something with this cross member and we'll see if we're happy with it, and if not, we cut it off again and we make something else. But yeah, I'm going to make some little tabs up, get them welded on first, and we can get the old piece of the cross member just in there, just so we can then see where we can put some more tabs and do something. And yeah, and also going to have a think about that bottom gearbox mount, because I definitely think it needs something just to support it, as some people noticed in the video. So I think it will eventually just bend, and the force of that will just, the engine will just bend it. Okay, I've got some tabs on there. I'm just going to now drill some holes through this. M6s, maybe M8s, M6s, M6s. And I've got one of these things. They're not too bad. They sort of drill and tap. Sometimes the drill gets a bit knackered, so sometimes it's nice to go through the little pilot drill first, just to make sure you're in the right place as well. And yeah, we go from there. Just see what it looks like. Wow, it must be a good sign if the rubber trim fits. I can't have got anything out on the car at all if the rubber trim fits. Surely. Don't call me Shirley. Okie dokie, that's getting quite solid. I'm going to put some more tabs at some point on the bottom one, which I should do now, but I just can't be bothered, which I should do. But I can't be bothered, I should do, but I can't be bothered. We get some slightly flusher Allen key type bolts. I think I had some laying around somewhere, but yeah, I won't put the catch on yet, because if I put the catch on, I need to make sure the electricity's plugged in, because I don't think, well, there's a manual release somewhere, I think, on these cars. Anyway, it's all electric. So let's work on something for the bottom mount to strengthen that up. Let me get you in there. Let me get you in there. So it needs to be unboltable, because at the moment this is welded onto the back of the subframe, but that force there, I can even just move it with my fingers at the moment. So we need something that's attached to here, that comes down, but also is boltable because we don't want it to be part of the subframe. It's got to come down. So but I want to try and leave the back here a little bit clear, just so I can get in here and help push the mounting around and stuff like that when it's a bit of a pig to get in sometimes. Okay, this is sort of an idea coming up with at the moment. Bit of angle underneath that. We'll be able to then drill through that and bolt that. But also it's underneath. It's, you know, it's good. You know, it will pull down like a ladder. And then another bit of angle like that onto that roll cage, and then another on the other side, and then maybe some sort of just little gusset at the top here, just to sort of take some of the strain away from just pulling underneath. It's actually pulling around the top. Let's give it a go. Well, I think that'll do for now. It's slightly off centre because I think the back of the gearbox is slightly off centre as well. As you can see the back of this gearbox is more this way. So I'm pretty sure I measured once. It was central, but yeah. I suppose that's going to be poking out just down near the bottom of the bumper as well. But anyway, bit of satin black. Let's get that welded up. And yeah. Not the most prettiest, but we'll give it a go, don't we? I don't know if it will cause problems getting subframes out later anyway, but in the end, with 8 bolts and that comes out. So let's cool off, see if I can jack it up a little bit more and get a couple of drill holes through and get a couple of nuts and bolts through. Alright, a little bit of paint on that makes it race car like. That's all the NASCAR boys do, use Hammerite. Yeah, so it's definitely a lot stronger than it was. Whether it's going to be strong enough, I don't know. I think, to be honest, I'd place money on the drive shaft snapping before other things break. So yeah, excellent. Just gonna pop the bumper on, rear bumper, just to see how things are still looking and things, if it fits, which we should have done ages ago. But and then we back the thing out and see how it drives. Small issue with the bumper not quite fitting. That bottom crossbar, which anyway, tin snips will sort it out. Let's get it back down. to fix those drippy oil things. You can see the hot exhaust, like you can, is wet, quite oily. So yeah, they look like a fun job to do, taking those covers off. But yeah, as you can see, look, the other side's going as well. Can't leave it, keep leaving it like that. It seems to go through the fuel quite quickly. Can't understand why. It's a huge tank. And I've lost my other jerry can. The video up there. We got a bit of a drive. I didn't get too many driving shots. I've got no brakes, so we need to sort that for next time at some point anyway. It's not critical for now, but we got to put it on the to-do list. Anyway, we're back driving again. Let's see how long this drive shaft lasts and what actually went wrong last time. Who knows? We've got a bumper issue to sort out as well, but yeah, it's close enough anyway. A little bit of trimming will be all right. So thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the likes that I get. Please keep it up. It really does help. If you want to help in any way, please check out the description. If you want your name at the end, like credits, like Steven Spielberg does, check out the Patreon link and become a patron if you want to. No obligation, but the main thing is just viewing the video and hitting the like button. So yeah, till next time, have a good weekend, and we see you next week. Midweek, hopefully I can get Mrs. Green back cooking dinner. Got slightly hooked up on Valentine's Day this week and stuff like that, and yeah.